Hello everyone, this is Mr. Big T Anderson, and today we're doing a reading of Lives Among the Dead by Brambleshadowofwindclan, and this is going to be a little bit different because it also has a nice little spin on where the Doctor came from. A little bit of a nice touch, so... Let's just jump right in, but first, before that, we gotta do the basics, you know the drill. Thank you for listening. Do appreciate it, but really, I'm just the schmucky duck reading it. In this case, Brambleshadowofwindclan is the author. I'll have links down below to both the author's page and the story page. If you want to give a review and the author some love, you can do so there. If you think that I didn't completely botch this, you can leave your comments down below. I would appreciate it. Tell me what you think, and we're going to jump right in. This person has a couple notes beforehand. I didn't know if I should do this or not. I won't, because I think it gives a little too much, but we'll jump right in. Lives Among the Dead. Reminder, the library has been breached. Others are coming. The note said in a male voice as the Doctor and their companion, Donna Noble, eyed the doorway to the room they were currently in. Reminder, the library has been breached. Others are coming. The door burst open, or blew up, in a flash of white light. The Doctor's eyes could pick up more details about the 6 newcomers that stepped through than Donna's. Gallifreyan eyes were incredibly precise and could see into the ultraviolet spectrum. She could see all 6 of them while wearing spacesuits, the hoods tinted dark. But beyond that, one of the spacesuited intruders, presumably the leader, strode ahead of the others and walked right up to the Doctor and Donna. Seconds later, the polarizing filter was adjusted, allowing the 2 of them to see her face. Middle-aged, Caucasian, female, presumably human or humanoid. She smiled, her gaze fixed only on the Doctor. Hello, sweetie. She frowned, reached out with her time senses. The Doctor knew he'd never seen her before in any previous incarnation, and odd. There was something off about her. Something, well, it didn't matter. Get out, the Doctor snapped. Doctor, Donna protested quietly. He ignored her and eyed the other members of the strange woman's team. All of you, turn around, get back in your rocket, fly away. Tell your grandchildren you came to the library and lived. They won't believe you. Pop your helmets, everyone. We've got breathers. The woman said instead. For the next few seconds, there were hisses as the team released their latches that kept their helmets in place and took them off. How do you know they're not androids? A dark-skinned woman asked. Because I've dated androids. They're rubbish. Who is this? A balding man in what appeared to be his late 40s demanded once he caught sight of the Doctor and Donna. He turned to the bushy-haired team leader. You said we were the only expedition. I paid for exclusives. I lied. I'm always lying. Bound to be others. Miss Evangelista, I want to see the contracts, the older human said. The bushy-haired woman's attention was still on the Doctor and Donna. You came through the north door, yeah? How was that? Much damage? Please, just leave. I'm asking you seriously and properly. Just leave. Hang on. Did you say expedition? My expedition. I funded it. She frowned. Oh, you're not, are you? Oh, tell me you're not archaeologists. Got a problem with archaeologists? She looked at the female leader in exasperation. I'm a time traveler. I point and laugh at archaeologists. Although both knew he wasn't just a time traveler, of course. She didn't need to know that. Ah. She smiled and held out her hand. Professor River Song, archaeologist. Shaking her offered hand, just to be polite. River Song, lovely name. Good, now try to get her to leave. As you're leaving, and you're leaving now, you need to set up a quarantine beacon. Code wall the planet, the whole planet. Nobody comes here, not ever again. Not one living thing, not here, not ever. Stop right there. What's your name? Anita. A confused, darker-skinned woman replied. Anita, stay out of the shadows. Not a foot, not a finger in the shadows till you're safely back in your ship. Goes for all of you. Stay in the light, find a nice bright spot, and just stand. If you understand me, look very, very scared. None of them looked very frightened. No, a bit more scared than that. That just got him a pout and puppy dog eyes from Miss Evangelista, the presumably pretty brunette with makeup, to be sure. She brushed lightly against the mines and then withdrew. Okay, do for now. Gazing to another male in the team, you, who are you? Dave? Okay, Dave. Oh, well, other Dave, he quickly explained, rambling. Because that's the proper Dave, the pilot. He was the first Dave, so when the Doctor ignored his babbling, gripping his arm, led him over to the hallway. Other Dave, the way you came, does it look the same as before? Yeah, Oh, it's a bit darker. How much darker? Oh, like I could see where we came through just a moment ago. I can't now. Seal up this door. We'll find another way out. Turning to join the rest of the team a few minutes later, during which both of them had torn up contracts and talked about the Vashta Narada and formed a plan, he had heard River barking out orders. Pretty boy, you're with me. Step into my office. Ignoring her, intent on studying the shadows and making sure Zerlin was able to pass for humanoids, satisfied, he went over to help Dave with the terminal console. Pretty boy, with me, I said. River sounded slightly irritated now, but he couldn't figure out why. Then it clicked. Oh, pointing a finger at the chest. I'm pretty boy. Yes. Donna caught herself looking surprised at what she just admitted. Ooh, that came out a bit quick. Pretty? Donna shrugged. Meh. The doctor copied her motion and walked over to River's song. As he neared her, he noticed she was taking out what looked like a battered blue diary from her backpack. The cover had 8 squares, and the shade of blue reminded him of the TARDIS. Thanks, she said. Frowned and confused. What for? The usual, for coming when I call. Oh, that was you. You're doing a very good job acting like you don't know me. I'm assuming there's a reason. A fairly good one, actually. Okay, shall we do diaries then? River asked, reaching for the book and beginning to flip through its pages. Where are we this time? Going by your face, I'd say it's early days for you, yeah? So, our crash of the Byzantium? Have we done that yet? Just a blank look she added. Obviously ringing no bells, okay. Picnic at Asgard. Have we done Asgard yet? With a blank look. Obviously not. Blimey. Very early days then. Whew. Life of the time traveler. Never knew it could be such hard work. She stopped, suddenly looked deep into his eyes, her face. Oh, look at you. You're young. Annoyance glinted in his eyes. I'm really not, over 6,500 years old. No, but your eyes. You are, River insisted. You're younger than I've ever seen you. At last, she let something slip. Even so, you've seen me before then. River placed a hand on his cheek, still fuzzy, reading human facial expressions, but she seemed sad. Upset. Doctor, please tell me you know who I am. Cool, questioning brown eyes locked into hers. He couldn't. Who are you? The conversation was broken by what sounded like a ringing phone, and the doctor pushed the mystery of River Song to the back of the mind. That was horrible, Donna said, her voice shaking as she stared at what remained of Miss Evangelista's body, a skeleton inside a suit. That was the most horrible thing I've ever seen. The doctor knew he should comfort the companion, but Professor River Song spoke first. No, it's just a freak of technology. But whatever did this to her, whatever killed her, I'd have a word with that. Saying nothing for a moment, he then commented, I'll introduce you. Back in the main room, he crouched down in front of a cluster of shadows. I'm going to need a packed lunch. Hang on, River said, moving over to a bag and starting to rummage through it. Stood and gazing, following her. What's in that book? The doctor asked. Spoilers. Who are you? Professor River Song, University. She definitely seemed cagey now. To me. Cutting her off. Who are you to me? Again, spoilers. Irritation flashed through him as he shaved his side, and she handed him a tin box, chicken and a bit of salad. Knock yourself out. Taking the box in one hand and a torch in the other. Right, you lot? He tossed the flashlight into the air, caught it as it spun without looking. Let's all meet the Vashta Narada. While the doctor was searching the shadows for Vashta Narada, his red-headed companion went over to River. You travel with him, don't you? The bushy-haired archaeologist asked. The doctor, you travel with him? What of it? River paused, heard the doctor asking proper Dave to move over by the water cooler before answering. You know him, don't you? Donna fired off another question before River could answer her first. Oh, God, do I know that man? River couldn't keep the wistful note from her voice. We go way back, that man and me. Just not this far back. I'm sorry, what? He hasn't met me yet. I sent him a message, but it went wrong. It arrived too early. This is the doctor in the days before he knew me, and he looks at me. He looked right through me, and it shouldn't kill me, but it does. What are you talking about? Are you just talking rubbish? Donna hissed. Do you know him or don't you? Then her gaze flicked over to the doctor, and she stiffened. He said to count the shadows, yeah? River frowned slightly. Yes, why? Donna tilted her head in the direction of the doctor's shadow. Did you ever notice that when you traveled with him? River's frown deepened in confusion, but she turned her gaze on the doctor's shadow and blinked in surprise. For a moment it looked as though there was something else in his shadow. Not another shadow altogether, but another arm, or maybe a tentacle? Another tentacle shadow joined the first. Both women blinked, and the extra limbs were gone. What the hell? Donna glanced at her. I was hoping you could tell me. Donna, quiet! I'm working, the doctor snapped. Sorry. Something clicked in River's brain. Donna. You're Donna. Donna Noble. Yeah? Donna suddenly sounded suspicious. Why? River decided to tell her the truth, or part of it anyway. I do know the doctor, but in the future. His personal future. So why don't you know me? Where am I in the future? It was a reasonable question, and one River would have asked herself if she'd been in Donna's position. Okay, got a live one. The doctor's voice cut into River and Donna's conversation, and River forced herself to focus on the Vashta Narada and what was up with the doctor's shadow. She'd never noticed the invisible extra limbs when she traveled with his future incarnation. Right now she wasn't sure if she wanted to know if they'd always been there, and if her doctor had been keeping far too many secrets from her. The doctor's keen sense of hearing, far better than that of humans, had easily been able to pick up the conversation between them. Biting back the familiar flash of irritation that occurred whenever someone referred to them as a man, or with male pronouns. I'm not a man, she wanted to snap. I'm not even human. How long does it take to get that through your thick skulls? As he allowed himself a short hiss of annoyance, felt timeline shimmer and possibility shift, and as he made a quick note to take better care of their appearance, as they had to appear fully humanoid, and not long after Zia was explaining to the remaining crew and Donna about the Vashta Narada after tossing the chicken leg into the live swarm and seeing it reduced to bone within milliseconds. So what do we do? River asked. The doctor tilted their head as he considered the question. Daleks, aim for the arm stalk. Sontarans, back of the neck, Vashta Narada, as he turned and looked up to her. Run. Just run. Run? Run where? She said something about exit teleports. Donna mentioned the little shop, and proper Dave started to head towards the little shop when the doctor noticed something off and said something that made everyone else's blood in the room run cold. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, but you got two shadows. So what's the plan? River asked. Do we have a plan? Your screwdriver looks exactly like mine. He eyed her with suspicion. Yeah, you gave it to me. I don't give my screwdriver to anyone. I'm not anyone. Who are you? River didn't respond. Donna Noble has left the library. Donna Noble has been saved. River cut a square hole in the wall with her gun and nearly fell through the hole with the doctor close behind her. Okay, we've got a clear spot. In, right in the center, in the middle of the light. Quickly, don't let your shadows cross, Doctor. I'm doing it. Jay couldn't help if Jay sounded testy. Their annoyance and frustration was beginning to boil over. If this expedition team hadn't stepped foot in the library, it would have just been Zem and Donna, and there would be far less casualties. There's no lights here. Sunset's coming. We can't stay long. Have you found a live one? Maybe. It's getting harder to tell. What's wrong with you? He asked, is there a sonic screwdriver? We're going to need a chicken leg. Who's got a chicken leg? The remaining Dave handed the professor a chicken leg. Thanks, Dave. She tossed the chicken into the shadows. Like before, it became bone before it hit the ground. Okay. We've got a hot one. Watch your feet. River began moving in a slow semicircle. They won't attack until there's enough of them, but they've got our scent now. They're coming. Doctor informed what was left of the team. Oh, yeah, Other Dave said sarcastically, then in an undertone to River. Who is he? You haven't even told us. You just expect us to trust him? He's the doctor, River replied. And who is the doctor? Lux demanded. The only story you'll ever tell if you survive him. He say he's your friend, but he doesn't even know who you are. Listen, all you need to know is this. I trust that man to the end of the universe. And actually, we've been. He doesn't act as though he trusts you, Anita muttered to River. Yeah, there's a tiny problem. The archaeologist hissed in an undertone. He hasn't met me yet. The doctor paused in scanning the shadows, whips her head around to face a small group. I'm not a man. She snapped, her gaze focusing on River. And I've been to the end of the universe. You weren't there. Even though River had admitted their timelines were out of sync, she still looked shocked. Or so the doctor thought, anyway. Even now, after all this time, they still had trouble determining human expression. Sight was a secondary sense for Zim. Humans' telepathic abilities were practically non-existent. Lux, Anita, and Other Dave blinked. So, are you a woman then? Lux asked. No, the doctor said coolly and turned away, focusing again on scanning the shadows for Vashta Narada. Ripper stepped up next to him. What's wrong with it? There's a signal coming from somewhere interfering with it. As he adjusted the settings on the screwdriver, but couldn't help but extend their time sentences and seek out all the possible outcomes of this conversation. Then use the red settings, Ripper suggested. So he looked at her with a mixture of incredulity and what are you talking about? It doesn't have a red setting. Well, use the dampers. It doesn't have dampers. She held up a bronze-colored sonic screwdriver. It will do one day. Z stared at her screwdriver before taking it and eyeing her suspiciously. So, sometime in the future, I just give you my screwdriver? Yeah. Why would I do that? I didn't pluck it from your cold dead hands if that's what you're worried about. And I know that because... Listen to me, River insisted. You've lost your friend. You're angry, I understand, but you need to be less emotional, Doctor, right now. She stared at her in bewilderment. Less emotional? I'm not emotional, and I'm not angry. I'm annoyed. River ignored that. There are 5 people in this room still alive. Focus on that. Dear God, your hard work, young. Her annoyance spilled over in an irritated snarl that reverberated throughout time. Young? Who are you? Oh, for heaven's sake, Lux snapped. Look at the pair of you. We're all going to die right here, and you're just squabbling like an old married couple. The doctor looked at River in surprise, then back at Lux. Annoyance was beginning to spill over in the anger. They was at the edge of their limit with maintaining their humanoid appearance. Married? I don't even know her. Their multi-dimensional limbs, tentacles twitched, stirred, shadow morphing, becoming less humanoid and bipedal. She was definitely aware of horrified gasps as the team noticed the changes to their shadow, but the doctor did not care. Doctor, River said, one day I'm going to be someone that you trust completely, but I can't wait for you to find that out, so I'm going to prove it to you, and I'm sorry. I'm really very sorry. So am I. Not really. Zura's voice and eyes were cold as he brought her hands up to the temple. Before River could react or comprehend what Z was doing, he pushed inside her mind. Her mind was a howling, gaping void. Too vast, too much, alien. River winced, gasped in pain as he stripped her very flimsy mental defenses bare. You're in my mind, Doctor. It hurts, she gasped out. Good. She was beyond caring if she hurt her or not. All that mattered was finding out the information he wanted. When Zim finally broke the connection, River stared at Zim with wide, frightened eyes. What are you? You're not... No, I'm not, and you do well to remember it. She stepped away from her, turned to face the rest of the team, even as River snatched back her sonic screwdriver from Zim. What the hell was that? Lux demanded. The doctor didn't respond. Instead, Zay went on about their screwdriver and how it was very difficult to interfere with it. Somewhere between the resulting conversation and catching a glimpse of Donna, Anita informed them she had 2 shadows. Then Zombie Dave caught up to them, and what remained of the group ran for it. While attempting to talk to the swarm, Other David became a zombie as well. Just as well, really. The Vashta Narada was doing the doctor's job for them, as he would have had no other choice, really. Night had fallen, and River and what remained of her team were in yet another round reading room. Professor Song was busy checking the shadows with her sonic. You know, she said almost to herself, it's funny. I keep wishing the doctor was here. The doctor is here, isn't he? Anita asked. He is coming back, right? River swallowed before looking over at Anita, still shaken by the experience of having the doctor rummaging around inside her head without consent. He said he wasn't a man, but she didn't know what else to call him. Whatever. What had been inside her mind. She suppressed a shudder. The doctor wasn't human. Had never been human. She'd known that, but somehow she hadn't realized just how inhuman he actually was. His mind, and she still couldn't stop thinking about him in male pronouns, had been so dark, ancient. A howling void that she could have lost herself in if she had any desire to step inside, which she hadn't. Then there was the doctor's shadow shifting shape, becoming less bipedal before rearranging itself back into a human form. You know, when you see a photograph of someone you know, but it's from years before you knew them, and it's like they're not quite finished, River said to Anita. It was the closest analogy she could think of to what she was feeling. They're not done yet. Well, yes, the doctor's here. He came when I called, just like he always does, but not my doctor. Now my doctor, I've seen whole armies turn and run away, and he just swagger off back to his TARDIS and open the doors with a snap of his fingers. The doctor and the TARDIS, next stop, everywhere. Spoilers. The doctor's hard tone ringing out in the silence had both River and Anita jumping in surprise. Time Lord slid down the short staircase and hopped over a desk to stand in front of River. Nobody can open a TARDIS by snapping their fingers. It doesn't work like that. It does for the doctor. She walked past her and turned back as he snarled, I am the doctor. River avoided their gaze. Yeah, someday. She only scoffed and moved on. Mr. Lux with me, Anita. If he dies, I'll kill him. What about the Vashta Nerada? Anita asked once River and Mr. Lux had left. These are their forests. I'm going to seal Charlotte inside her little world, take everybody else away. The shadows can swarm to their heart's content. So you think they're just going to let us go? Best offer they're going to get. You're going to make them an offer? They better take it, because right now I'm finding it very hard to make any kind of offer at all. You know what? I really liked Anita. She was brave, even when she was crying, and she never gave in, and you ate her. As he cleared her visor, revealed the skull that had slumped against the clear material. I'm going to let that pass, just as long as you let them pass. How long have you known? I counted the shadows. You only have one now. She's nearly gone. Be kind. These are our forests. We are not kind. I'm giving you back your forest, but you are giving me them. You are letting them go. These are our forests. They are our meat. Shadows stretched out from the Vashta Nerada Anita towards the doctor. She whirled around, voice a low growl. Don't play games with me. You just killed someone I like. That is not a safe place to stand. I am the doctor, and you're in the biggest library in the universe. Look me up. Her hold over the third-dimensional form loosened, let other traits, that of true appearance, come free. Sir was tired of being an acting human, but there were no other humans around. As her form rippled, shifted, a glitch in reality, tentacles and things that should not be on a human body became visible only for a moment, then disappeared. The shadows withdrew rapidly, stayed long enough to deliver the message. You have one day, then vanished. River Song died less than an hour later. Donna Noble returned, but it made no difference. You could see that Z would have to make her forget within months. It wasn't really their fault. Even if the Vashta Nerada hadn't been there, she would have had no other choice. That was Lives Among the Dead, and I'll say it here. This is kind of a spoof of... I don't even want to say a spoof, but they had a thought of the Doctor being Nyarlathotep, probably mispronouncing that, from Lovecraftian horror, which I thought was a nice touch, and I could see that. And since it didn't use male pronouns, he, him, his, it was Zezemzir, Xexem, Xir. If I mispronounce this, I apologize. I have never used those pronouns before, so I'm baffled by them, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the story. I thought it was well done. It's kind of a darker Doctor, and I could see it. It's nice to see those things every so often. If you want to give the author and the story a review, you can do so from the links down below. Have some fun with that. If you think I didn't completely botch that, please let me know. I'd appreciate it, and this will probably be one of my longer ones this time, but... you know what? I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all next time. Ta-ta for now.